We are again present here today for the pre-bid conference for civil works under invitation to bid number 2025-002. We are live via YouTube in compliance to the Department Order number 6, series of 2024, which directs us to stream activities like ways for accountability and transparency of procurement processes. Before we proceed, may we request the Secretariat for a roll call and include the acknowledgement of the guest person.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Our attendees for today's activity, pre-bid conference for civil works for 2nd District Engineering Office. We have here the back members, starting with our chairperson, Engineer Lorna Bilbin.
Present.
Vice chairperson, Engineer Leslie T. Bulito.
Present.
Regular member, Engineer Jeffrey C. Samon.
Present.
Professional members, Engineer Edwin L. Jacob.
Present.
And Engineer Ernesto D. Terra Jr.
Present.
From the back secretariat, we have the acting head, Engineer Arthur Nolo Taylor.
Present.
Back secretariat member, Ms. Gerlie Vigorde.
Present.
From the back TWG, headed by Engineer Jeff T. M. Estrella. TWG member, Engineer Orly Anthony A. Terek.
Present.
From the planning and design section, we have Engineer Jet De Los Santos.
Present.
Engineer Sweetie Faye Aiko. Engineer Glenn Balikot. And we would also like to acknowledge our viewers via YouTube. Good morning and welcome. That would be all, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Since with the majority of the back member are present, I hereby declare a quorum and call this meeting in order. We have the preset agenda for this activity. Number 1, brief presentation, explanation of the following. A, basic contract data. B, requirement of bidding documents. C, document to be submitted by the bidders. Number 1, technical component of the bid. 2, financial component of the bid. B, criteria and procedure of eligibility check. Number 2, question comments. Number 3, other matters, the three-strike policy against violation of Section 69.1.I of IRR of RA 9184. And then number 4 is summary of proceeding, including supplemental bids and bulletin. Any motion to adopt this agenda or any other matters to be included in the agenda?
I move to adopt the preset agenda.
It has been moved by Engineer Jacob and seconded by Engineer Samuel. And with no objection, the motion to adopt this agenda is hereby approved. First in order of the business is the explanation of basic contract data, including contract description, ABC, and duration. This will be presented to us by Engineer Aiko, Engineer Baligot, and Engineer De Los Santos from the Planning and Design section.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
For the first project, we have construction of flood mitigation structure along Manat River, right side, Manat Bridge downstream, leading to Agusan River, phase 1, Montevista, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 25LI0009, location Davao de Oro. Scope of work, construction of reinforced concrete revetment with concrete barriers and steel sheet piles for foundation. Construction of grouted riprap and protection structure. Construction of grouted riprap for backslop protection and installation of minor drainage. Approved budget for the contract is 144,750,000. Source of fund FY 2025-002. Contract duration 358 calendar days including 100 unworkable days. Size range medium A. License category B. Then contract cost of bid documents is 50,000.
Good morning. For the second project, name of contract, preventive maintenance of road, asphalt overlay, Montevista, Compostela, Mati, Bdry Road. kilometer 1486 plus minus 307 to kilometer 1488 plus 489. Kilometer 1488 plus 514 to kilometer 1490 plus 208. Contract ID number 25LI0010. Location, Agusan, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, asphalt overlay, 50 mm thick. Lane 1 and Lane 4 for kilometer 1486 plus minus 307 to kilometer 1488 plus 158 as per RDA. Kilometer 1485 plus 693 to kilometer 1488 plus 195 with a total length of 2,502 meters as per plan, Section 1. Lane 1, Lane 2, Lane 3, Lane 4 for kilometer 1488 plus 158 to kilometer 1488 plus 401 as per RBM. Kilometer 1488 plus 195 to kilometer 1488 plus 418 with a total length of 223 meters as per plan, Section 1. Lane 1 and Lane 2 for kilometer 1488 plus 401 to kilometer 1488 plus 489 as per RBM. Kilometer 1488 plus 418 to kilometer 1488 plus 516 with a total length of 98 meters as per plan, Section 1. Lane 1 and Lane 2 for kilometer 1488 plus 514 to kilometer 1488 plus 714 as per RDA. Kilometer 1488 plus 542 to kilometer 1488 plus 740.600 with a total length of 198.6 meters as per plan, Section 2. Lane 1, Lane 2, Lane 3, and Lane 4 for kilometer 1488 plus 714 to kilometer 1490 plus 208 as per RDA. Kilometer 1488 plus 740.6 to kilometer 1490 plus 262 with a total length of 1,521.4 meters as per plan, Section 2. Application of concrete joint sealant and application of reflectorized thermoplastic payment markings. Approved budget for the contract, 96,500,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2025-001. Contract duration, 158 calendar days including 52 unworkable days. Size range, medium A, license category B, and cost of B documents, 50,000 pesos. For the third project, name of contract, construction of road, Barangay Panansalan, Compostela, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 25LI0011. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, concreting with a width of 6.10 meters and thickness of 230 mm. Station 2 plus 235 to Station 3 plus 216 with a total length of 981 meters. Paved shoulders 150 mm thick. Roadway excavation. Construction of concrete line canal and other minor drainage structure. Installation of metal guardrails including concrete posts with metal beam and piece. An application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract, 29,400,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2025-CSSP-CPO. Contract duration, 137 calendar days including 44 unworkable days. Size range, small b. License category, C and D, and cost of B documents, 25,000 pesos.
Fourth project, name of contract, construction of multi-purpose building, Camansi Elementary School, Barangay Camansi, Montevista, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 25LI0011. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, construction of covered court, including concrete slab, painting works, apply to steel, masonry and concrete services, as well as marking court lines, floor finishes, and electrical works. Approved budget for the contract, 4,949,875. Source of fund, FY 2025-CSSP-BIP. Contract duration, 90 calendar days including 15 unworkable days. Size range, small b, license category, CND, cost of bid documents, 5,000 pesos. Project, name of contract, construction, completion of multi-purpose building, New Bataan National High School, New Bataan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number, 25LI0013. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, construction, completion of multi-purpose building with earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, finishing and other civil works, including plumbing works, doors and windows, ceiling work, fiber cement board and pre-painted metal panel, tile works, glazed and unglazed, painting work, CHB, masonry, wood and steel, structural steel works, and electrical works. Approved budget for the contract, 7,919,712 and 34 centavos. Source of fund, FY 2025-CSSP-BIP. Contract duration, 144 calendar days including 24 unworkable days. Size range, small b, license category, CND, cost of bid documents, 10,000 pesos.
For the sixth project, name of contract, construction of road J&H Barangay Linoan to Barangay San Vicente to Barangay San Isidro, Montevista, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 25LI0014. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, concreting with a width of 6.7 meters and thickness of 280 mm. Station 4 plus 830 to Station 5 plus 637 with a total length of 807 meters, Section 1. Station 2 plus 510 to Station 3 plus 237 with a total length of 727 meters, Section 2. Paved shoulder, 150 mm thick. Roadway excavation, construction of slope protection, grouted riprap. Construction of concrete lined canal and other minor drainage structure. Installation of metal guardrails including concrete posts with metal beam and T's. Application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Removal and relocation of utilities. Installation of single-arm solar LED roadway lighting. Station 4 plus 830 to Station 5 plus 637 5 units. Approved budget for the contract, 41,216,515 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2025-CSSP-CPAG. Contract duration, 154 calendar days including 45 unworkable days. Size range, medium A. License category B. And cost of bid documents, 25,000 pesos. For the seventh project, name of contract, Mapawa, Tigbao, New Panay Road in support of the banana and rice production, Agusan, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 25LI0015. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, concreting with a width of 6.7 meters and thickness of 280 mm. Station 0 plus 528 to Station 0 plus 790 with a total length of 262 meters. Paved shoulder, 150 mm thick. Construction of RCBC, 3 meters by 3 meters by 13 meters. Construction of slope protection, grouted riprap. Construction of concrete lined canal and other minor drainage structure. Installation of metal guardrails including concrete posts with metal beam and T's. And application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract, 9,800,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2025-CSSP. Contract duration, 72 calendar days including 24 unworkable days. Size range, small b. License category C and D. And cost of bid documents, 10,000 pesos.
For the last project, we have construction of revetment at Downstream Manat National Irrigation Project, Montevista, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 25LI0016. Location Davao de Oro. Scope of works, construction of reinforced concrete revetment with steel sheet piles. Construction of grouted riprap for backflow protection and end protection structure. Approved budget for the contract 14,699,863 and 33 cents. Source of fund FY 2025-002. Contract duration 143 calendar days including 35 unworkable days. Size range small b. License category C and D. And cost of bid documents 25,000. DPO, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Baligwo, Engineer De Los Santos, and Engineer Aiko for explanation of the project to be procured by interested bidders. For clarification lang for contract ID 25LI0014, the approved budget of the contract is 41,216,115, not 515. Next in the order of the business is the brief explanation of the required of bidding documents, the documents to be submitted by the bidders, and other reminders in the preparation of submission through audio-visual presentation.
To participate and qualify in our procurement activity, interested bidders are encouraged to read the following documents. 1. Instruction to bidders. 2. Bid data sheet. 3. General conditions of the contract. 4. Special conditions of the contract. 5. Bill of quantities. 6. Drawings and specification. 7. Securities and other forms as may be required for the contract. Bidders are strongly advised to read each provision, especially the instructions to bidders and general conditions of the contract, whose special instructions are clearly spelled out in the bid data sheet and special conditions of the contract, respectively. Bidders are also encouraged to check the bill of quantities so that your bid will be responsive to the requirements set forth in the bidding documents. These documents can be downloaded free of charge from the PhilJEPS and DPWH websites. Interested bidders shall pay the applicable amount for the bidding documents not later than the submission of your bids. The following documents should be included by interested bidders in their bids. 1. Technical component. Technical component of the bid. PhilJEPS certificate, if not enrolled in CWA, P-CAB license and registration, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, SLCC, NFCC computation, and statement of total asset and total liabilities, joint venture agreement, if applicable. If already enrolled in CWR, Civil Works registration, eligibility documents to be updated, if any, bid security, project requirements, organization chart for the contract, list of contractors' key personnel, list of major equipment owned or leased, and omnibus sworn statement, in prescribed format in accordance to GPPB Resolution 16-2020. Financial component of the bid. Bid form. Bid prices in the bill of quantities. Detailed estimates, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, and cash flow by quarter. Please be reminded that the following documents, omnibus sworn statement, bid form, and bid securing declaration, if you opted to this type of bid security, should be in standard format as per guidelines of Government Procurement Policy Board, GPPB, in their resolution number 16-2020. Kindly check the format of the documents you are using to avoid being declared non-responsive, pursuant, or using unprescribed format. These documents should be submitted using 2-envelope system. Bidders are urged to only fasten the documents at the topmost portion, instead of hard or soft binding them. Each document should be ear-tagged appropriately. It should be labeled based on the name of the document attached, not the number or letter according to the checklist. There shall be 3 copies of these documents: original, copy 1, and copy 2. Original copies of technical component of the bid shall be sealed on 1 envelope, and original copies of financial component of the bid shall be sealed on another envelope. These envelopes should be labeled as original copy of technical component and original copy of financial component. These labeled envelopes shall then be sealed into 1 envelope and label it as original copy of the bid. The same process of sealing for copies 1 and 2. Lastly, original copy, copies 1 and 2 of the bid shall be sealed into 1 final envelope and label it inappropriately as instructed in the bidding documents. Bidders are encouraged to read Section 21 of the Instructions to Bidders, page 40, to fully understand the sealing and marking of bids. Submit your bids personally here in our office, temporarily located at Back Office, Ground Floor, DPWH, Davao de Oro 1st District Engineering Office, Nabunturan, Davao de Oro, or in case of electronic submission, submit to electronic bids Davao de Oro 2 at dpwh.gov.ph. Preparation of technical and financial documents of bids are outlined in Department Order Number 87 Series of 2020. Sealing and marking of bids is also outlined on the said DEO and is also reiterated on the bid data sheet. Interested bidders are advised to read these in case your choice is electronic submission. Late bids will not be accepted. Please be reminded that your key personnel should only occupy 1 position in your organizational chart. Duplication of functions of your personnel will be grounds for disqualification pursuant to the principle of Item 6 under Department Order Number 9 Series of 2012. Also, indicate the tax identification numbers since this will be used in the award of contract. Further, on your bid form and bill of quantities, write legibly. Also, if you are offering a discount in your bid form, please indicate specifically the methodology as to where or which pay item the discount will take effect. Absence of methodology, original bid amount will prevail. Discrepancies between bid prices in words and figures, the words will prevail. Bids not addressing or providing or filling out all the required items in the bidding documents, example, in the bill of quantities, the bid is considered non-responsive and is outright disqualified. Always check your documents before submitting the same to our end to avoid disqualification of your firm.
Thank you for the presentation. To add, especially in accomplishing or filling out of the BOQ, if you opt to computerize the presentation of your BOQ, please use the font style Tahoma and font size 11. This is to make your proposal readable and legible. Also, in your detailed estimates or detailed cost estimates, kindly explicitly outline or indicate the OCM, contractor's profit, as well as the VAT. Since this would be essential during contract implementation, so should there be a need for the variation order. We would also like to remind the bidders to submit 3 names through email prior to the bidding date. However, only one of these 3 names will be able to enter our premises during the bidding activity. Next in order of the business is the explanation of criteria and procedure of eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects and award. This will be discussed again through audiovisual presentation.
Criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects, and award. The criteria for eligibility check are set forth in Section 23 of the Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 9184. All prospective bidders should have an updated Class A legal, technical, and financial documents and Class B documents, if applicable. During the opening of bids, the first envelope, which contains the technical component of the bid, shall be opened. After opening the first envelope, the back shall simultaneously conduct the electronic eligibility check and preliminary examination of the technical components of the bids. Bidders who are ineligible to participate because their eligibility documents are not updated shall undergo manual eligibility check based on the submitted eligibility documents. If found to be eligible and at the same time pass the preliminary examination of their technical proposal, their financial proposal will also be opened. However, the committee will conduct second electronic eligibility check after updating the eligibility records of the bidder through the contractor's profile application or through Procurement Service Central Office. Result of the latest electronic eligibility processing shall prevail over the manual eligibility evaluation. All opened financial components of the bid shall also undergo preliminary examination. If passed, the committee will read the bid amount stated in the bid form. The back shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the 1. Completeness of the bid and 2. Arithmetical corrections. Bids shall then be ranked in the ascending order of their total calculated bid prices, as evaluated and corrected for computational errors and other bid modifications to identify the lowest calculated bid. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents pursuant to Section 34 of the Procurement Law. If found to be responsive, the bidder will be declared lowest or single calculated and responsive bid and will be recommended for award of the contract. If found to be non-responsive, the committee will conduct post-qualification to the next lowest calculated bid, ranked during bid evaluation stage. Also, bidders with ongoing contracts should be reminded that the committee will verify if you have existing delayed contract per department order number 127 series of 2018. Again, strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. If you have incurred negative slippage, as defined in the said DEO, or currently being imposed with liquidated damages, you should settle these findings before the period of post-qualification ends to avoid post-disqualification of your firm. Also, all requirements set forth in the bidding documents and the instructions relayed during this conference should be addressed and be well taken care of to avoid disqualification or post-disqualification. The back, with the assistance of the equipment verification team, will be strict on the compliance of the equipment as part of post-qualification as per DO number 127 series of 2018. As part of the post-qualification, the equipment verification team will conduct an inspection on the verification of the equipment pledged by the bidder, including other documents to be evaluated.
Thank you for presentation. We are now through with Agenda 1 and its subsection. We will proceed to Agenda 2. The question, comments from bidders, and replies of BAC and other representative of procuring entity. Any questions?
So far, Madam Chair.
Okay. If there are no more questions, we will proceed to other matters. 3-strike policy against violation of Section 69.1.I of the IRR of RE 9184 to be discussed via audio-visual presentation.
Three-strike policy against violation of Section 69.1.I of the IRR of RA 9184 in order to establish a fair and transparent system for managing offenses committed by bidders in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services projects through public bidding, the Department of Public Works and Highways, DPWH, hereby introduces an updated three-strike policy. This policy is aimed at enforcing adherence to the procurement guidelines stipulated under Section 69.1.I of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations of Republic Act 9184. Under this policy, if a bidder commits 3 offenses or acts described as all other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, they shall be subjected to an administrative penalty. These offenses or acts are further classified into 3 major categories. As per DEO 28th Series of 2024, classification of offenses that triggers the three-strike policy and exceptions. 1. Withdrawal from the bidding process, submission of a non-participation letter, or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bid documents. However, the Bids and Awards Committee recognizes certain valid reasons for these actions. If upon computation prior to bid submission, the bidder determines that their proposed bid price will exceed the approved budget for the contract, ABC. To substantiate this, the bidder must provide evidence. Acceptable proof includes, but is not limited to, a detailed budget estimation or a market price report. Second, submission of late bids without valid reasons, as determined by the BAC. Exceptions will be considered under extraordinary circumstances, such as force majeure. This refers to unexpected and unavoidable external events that impede or prevent a bidder from timely bid submission, as defined in Article 1174 of the Philippine Civil Code. Third, submission of patently insufficient bid. A patently insufficient bid refers to a bid that fails to include or comply with certain mandatory requirements. The determination of whether a bidder committed such an offense may occur as outlined below. During eligibility screening and/or shortlisting, submission of an expired certificate of Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System registration, Platinum membership, or a certificate of PhilJEPS certification containing expired Class A legal and financial documents, as determined during the eligibility screening. 2. Failure to include certificate of employment, contract agreement among permanent personnel and staff of the firm, and curriculum vitae in the application for eligibility and shortlisting, which are evaluated during the shortlisting for consulting services projects. B. During bid evaluation. 1. Failure to submit required bid forms, as outlined in Annex C, detailing the complete list of required bid forms. 2nd. Submission of incomplete, insufficient, or defective documents due to the non-inclusion and/or omission of mandatory provisions and statements for the required bid forms, as per Annex C outlining the mandatory provisions of required forms. 3rd, submission of an unnotarized bid securing declaration, an omnibus sworn statement and joint venture agreement, or statements from all the potential joint venture partners, with the exception during the declaration of state of calamity or implementation of community quarantine or similar restrictions declared or being implemented either in the locality of the procuring entity or of the bidder. Fourth, submission of the bid form, price schedules, bid securing declaration, omnibus sworn statement, and joint venture agreement without the name, legal capacity, and signature of the bidder or its authorized representative. Fifth, nomination of key personnel of a profession different from what is required by the bidding documents. 6. Failure to submit proof of ownership, lease, or purchase agreement of pledged equipment. 7. Failure to submit the required certification of key personnel as per department order number. 9. Series of 2012. 8. Failure to comply with the required minimum number of key personnel and equipment, as stated in the bidding documents. C. During post-qualification, participation in bidding for infrastructure projects by a bidder whose allowable range of contract costs, ARCC, as indicated on the PCAB license, does not match with the specific requirements of the infrastructure project being bid for in terms of category, classifications, and size ranges. 3. Enforcement and penalties. If a bidder commits any of the 3 major offenses or acts listed above 3 times within a year, starting from the approval date of the resolution recommending the imposition of strike 1, first warning, which is counted as day 1 through day 365, and if these 3 offenses are of a similar or identical nature, it will trigger the enforcement of the stipulated administrative penalty. Suspension from participating in all DPWH procurement activities and entering into contract with any DPWH procuring entity. Subsequently, as per the procedure outlined in Annex A, this may result in the blacklisting of the suspended bidder, thereby disqualifying the bidder from participating in any government procurement activities for a period of 1 year. In conjunction with blacklisting, the bidder will also face bid security forfeiture and must comply with the enforcement of the bid securing declaration's conditions. In more severe instances, when a bidder commits another set of 3 similar offenses, or more than 2 sets of 3 similar offenses, instances where more than 6 similar offenses occur within the said 1-year time frame, the bidder may be subjected to an increased penalty resulting in blacklisting for a period of 2 years. The effective duration for the penalty of either 1 or 2 years, as applicable, will be clearly stipulated in the blacklisting order, with the provision that the duration of blacklisting shall not exceed a maximum period of 2 years, commencing on the date the blacklisting order is approved and issued by the Secretary.
Thank you. So, to all prospective bidders, please be careful. Read all instruction and comply so that you will not commit any offenses that will constitute a 3-strike. May also remind the prospective bidders regarding the Department Order Number 148 Series of 2024, guidelines of the accreditation and assignment of contractors and consultants project engineer, relative to the full implementation on assigning only qualified and competent project engineers of the contractors and consultants in the implementation of the DPWH projects. This order shall supersede Department Order Number 118 Series of 2024. Additional information of our prospective bidders regarding the Department Order Number 110 Series of 2024, implementation of ISO 9001-215 certification requirements of large A, medium B, and medium A contractors in the procurement of the infrastructure project of the department. The department shall now mandate the ISO 2015 certification as part of the project implementation for the contractors involved in the procurement of infrastructure projects. The requirements applies to bidders classified under the following Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB SISRENs and are participating in the department procedure of infrastructure projects which approve budget for the contract rents to weigh. Large A, the PCAB license range large A, the allowable range of contractor cost more than 300 million but less than 400 million. Effectivity is January 1, 2025. For medium B, more than 150 million but less than 300 million. Effectivity date is July 1, 2025. For medium A, more than 300 million but less than 150 million. The effectivity is January 1, 2026. Now we will proceed the last agenda, the summary of proceeding including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued, which will be presented by Engineer Julito.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All the needed information were discussed and explained. I would like to remind the prospective bidders to visit from time to time the DPWH and Fairjobs websites, especially within 7 calendar days prior to the deadline of the submission of bids for supplemental or bid bulletins to be issued thereafter. Please also be reminded that the submission of bids on or before November 7, 2024, 10 o'clock p.m. Late bid shall not be accepted. Bid opening shall be immediately right after the bid submission deadline. That's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Julito. All of the business in the agenda were already taken into consideration. May I know the pleasure of the body?
I move to adjourn this conference.
Second motion.
It has been moved by Engineer Samon and seconded by Engineer Jacob. And with no objection, the motion to adjourn this conference is hereby approved. This conference is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.